Thank you for joining us. I'm Susan Donovan, the president of Bellarmine University. I'm joined by several of our friends, but three that I'll mention directly. And we're here to celebrate the accomplishment of our Office of Public Safety that will help our students, faculty, staff, and visitors feel safe on campus during severe weather. Louisville Mayor Greg Fisher is here with us, and John Jordan and Joe Sullivan from the National Weather Service Louisville office. And they're not just here to celebrate our hard work. They're here because they helped make this happen with Bellarmine University, and we're grateful for their support. So I'm going to turn it over right away to John Gordon.
First of all, I want to thank everybody for being here. This is one of the best attended StormReady ceremonies I've ever been at, and it's there's a good reason for it. The Bellarmine University is the very first private university in the state of Kentucky to receive StormReady designation. And when you've got over 5,000 universities across the country and only 225 of them are StormReady and only 50 of them are private universities, that tells you that this is an elite type of group to be in. And we have Kiana and Debbie, who couldn't be here today, to thank for it. They're the real folks that did it, because we can preach everything about this, and that's what the whole Weather Ready Nation program is about. The Weather Service can only do so much. Without our partners picking up and amplifying our message, none of this can happen. And with the threat of tornadoes in Louisville, we've had at least 10, I think, that in the 11 years that I've moved here that we've verified. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when it's going to happen again. And the universities that have experienced tornadoes across the country, just last month, Jacksonville State University in Alabama, fortunately had theirs during spring break. But it can happen. It happened in the University of Louisville campus my first year here, and then when Papa John's Stadium was hit later on. So without getting into too much more detail, I want to hand it over to my boss, John. John is the meteorologist in charge of the Weather Service office here in town. We're very good partners with emergency management, both in the city of Louisville, and now that Debbie's here at Bellarmine, she's really been the driving force for getting this going here. So John Gordon, the meteorologist in charge.
Thank you. All right, what a deal here. This cold morning, I know last week I could have got you 80 degrees, but today we have 36 and rain and snow mixed. Last week we had squall lines and big hail. We had tornadoes down south. Then we got up to 80 degrees, and then all the rain came in. So we're in sales. We're not in production, okay? Doesn't mean storm ready means to be prepared, President. Being prepared. Have a plan of action. For everyone in this room, have a plan of action, all right? Because one day it might happen. Who ever thought Churchill Downs would get hit on 2012? How many of you raise your hand if you remember April 3rd, 1974? That can happen again. Bellarmine is so gung-ho with Debbie Fox and all the partners there. Jim Bottoms here, Doug Hamilton, Joe, the mayor, the president. We are better prepared now than we've ever been. It's so nice to see the partnership that we have, because I don't want to ever have a day like April 3rd, 1974 and not have a plan of action, okay? So I'm going to let the mayor do the dignitaries, and we'll take some pictures, and I thank you very much.
Sorry. That's okay. Well, this is early in April, living in Louisville. I did grow up in Iowa, so I'm aware of tornadoes and wreaking havoc and severe weather that can come along with that. Having spent my career in higher education and having sent 2 daughters off to college, I know that our parents are counting on us to keep their sons and daughters, in addition to the rest of the organization, safe, and with a great education and helping them become great people. The commitment to our campus safety is one in which we renew each August when our parents arrive with a fresh crop of first-year students. It's on their minds as they drive away from campus, and we know they want it to be in our forefront of our thoughts as well. Over the past 2 years, we've made significant investment in time and resources to prioritize campus safety so that we can have a commitment, we can honor this commitment to our parents. We're fortunate to be a safe campus in a great city but we have to always be prepared for the unexpected. Severe weather is probably one of the most looming unexpected risks. In fact, it's been a threat to campus safety here at Bellarmine before. Because of that, the National Weather Service's StormReady program has an opportunity to review our preparedness, easy for me to say. This was time well spent, and our severe weather preparedness plan now aligns with the national best practices, and it works in conjunction with Louisville's metro government's own weather plans. John and Joe, I want to thank you again for your working with the public safety team as we pursued the StormReady designation. We're proud to be the first private university in the Commonwealth of Kentucky to achieve this recognition. Mayor Fisher, Bellarmine thanks you. We worked closely with your team since you all already achieved the StormReady designation in 2015. Doug Hamilton, who is also with us on our Campus Safety Advisory Committee, has been especially helpful. We're also grateful to have someone from your team now working on our team. And as mentioned before, Debbie Fox, who could not be here today, has had a distinguished career in the city's emergency management program and is now leading our public safety office, putting the city's best practices forward here on Bellarmine's campus. I also want to thank Kiana Ingram, who did the hard work to get us to compliance for the StormReady standards, working closely with the city and the National Weather Service. And of course, I'm grateful to Bellarmine's entire public safety team for their work each day to keep our campus community safe. Before I close, I want to say that the severe weather preparedness is just one of the enhancements we've made in the Office of Public Safety over the last 2 years. We've created Bellarmine's first ever comprehensive emergency operations plan, which uses the National Incident Management System as a framework so that we can seamlessly respond with the first responders when they arrive on campus. We conducted a full-scale active aggressor simulation last year in partnership with the city's emergency management agency. This eye-opening exercise helped us make significant changes in our public safety programs. We've posted clear instructions for emergency scenarios in every building and every classroom on campus. We've offered ongoing training sessions for the campus community on topics such as active aggressive scenarios and first aid. All of this has been done in close coordination with the Louisville Metro government, which is why Mayor Fisher is with us here today. Now, if we can hear from Mayor Fisher as well.
Thank you, Madam President. It's always great to be here at Bellarmine and see what's going on. You know, when you think about our city's three key values of lifelong learning, health, and compassion, there's no greater institution where all those intersected here at Bellarmine. So thank you for the wonderful work taking place here at Bellarmine. Welcome again.
Thank you.
Okay, so you're going to be your first graduation you go to, so that's really cool. Well, the Madam President says that the city has helped Bellarmine. I'd say, well, Bellarmine stole one of our top people to come over here. Okay, so if that's what you're calling help, that's good. Debbie Fox,
Send some more.
yeah, Debbie Fox is extraordinary, and so we're sorry she can't be here today. But earning this StormReady designation here at Bellarmine is a great example of concern for students, concern for faculty, all the administration, and then an integral part of what's taking place in the city. If a severe storm obviously hit us here, our dense concentrations, whether they're campuses or apartment complexes, we've got to be ready. So pulling all this together is very, very important. And we've got a couple different public safety initiatives or public safety issues that we're concerned about. Last fall, a new report from the Army Corps of Engineers found that the Ohio Valley is facing some serious impacts from climate change. Surprise, surprise. And we're seeing that, whether it's severe storms, flooding, extreme temperatures, and other challenges. And we're working to prepare ourselves for all of these eventualities through our Office of Resilience and Community Services, as well as Metro Emergency Services and other agencies. So Louisville is one of 100 global cities that's part of the Rockefeller Foundation's 100 Resilient Cities initiative, so we're really proud to be part of that. It's allowing us to study best practices around the globe. And we're looking at resilience through two lenses. One is a weather lens, and the other one is a human resilience lens, how that we can get through tough times together and make sure that everybody feels like they're connected to a very, very positive future. We don't have to look far to think about the impact of weather. This past February, we had more than 10 inches of rain, which I understand is more than our city has seen in the month of February in the past century. But what we also saw was our community come together to support folks who'd been impacted by the flooding. We also had made a significant investment since our last major flood, so there weren't nearly as many residences and buildings that were affected. In the previous flood, it was about 50,000 domiciles were affected. This past was about 1,000. So it was good to see people come together and the investments that we made as a community pay off. I also, when I come here, I always like to think, what would Thomas Merton think of this? Okay. So Thomas Merton, he was an agitator of sorts, but he was also a calm during the storm. So I think he would approve of the fact that we would have a Zen-like approach toward being prepared for storms here. So we want to make sure that we're honoring his legacy as well. As I think we're looking right out the window at him, aren't we? So he would approve of that. So Father Lewis, thank you for your inspiration here. So that and many other reasons are why Bellarmine is such a great, great partner of ours. I want to give a shout out to Debbie Fox. She was a great leader for the city and is a great leader here at Bellarmine. Today she's Bellarmine's public safety director. Before that, she spent decades of her career strengthening and managing many City of Louisville agencies, including our Metro Emergency Response Plan. So thank you, Debbie. She's got a great partner here, and Bellarmine's public safety coordinator, Kiana Ingram. Thank you for the great work that you did here to make all of this ready. You know what I like to say usually about these events, you know the people that did the least amount of work. You know who they are? The ones at the podium speaking right now. So Kiana, thank you for everything you did here to make this happen. And then Jody Myman and Metro Emergency Services, Jody over here. Thank you for the teamwork here and all the work that you guys do. Doug Hamilton, you've been doing this for over 4 decades in the community, so really appreciate your lasting impact on the city of Louisville. And then lastly, I just want to say if you're the parent of a Bellarmine student or faculty or staff member or neighbor to the university, I think you should be really proud of looking at this institution, of the way that they're holistically looking at quality of life and preparedness here on campus and taking the steps to receive this wonderful designation here. You should say, I'm part of a great university here. So congratulations to Bellarmine. And on that, Kiana, how about if I give you this proclamation here of Bellarmine University being a storm-ready campus, all right? Madam President, you want to join us too?